second for people to jump on. Make sure my camera's right. My hair's all over the place. A couple people are jumping on. We'll give it just a minute. Should have started with some music or something. Let's see. Hi, Tina.
It's time to bring the color back.
You know what? Keep that off. Hey, Bree. My hair's driving me nuts, y'all. Crazy. Aw, thanks. It's one of the first times I've put makeup on in the last few weeks. Been slacking, been busy. Hey, Maria. What time is it? It's 8:01. I'm gonna give it. Oh, it's 8:02. Give it just another second for people to jump on, and we will dive right in. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me okay? Do I need to turn this volume up some more? No, I'm good. Okay, everyone's jumping on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, and people can watch the recordings. We got 7 people on so far. So, I'm gonna warn you all. For one, I have to go off of notes because I'm ADD. When y'all talk to me, I'm gonna get distracted. And so I try to keep my notes, like read my notes to kind of stay on track because I'm the worst. Like, y'all will see, I'm ADD. It's bad. I took some Confianza, which is like a natural stress pill, and it kind of like helps you focus. So I already took that. So hopefully that'll help with something in my hair. Anyways, okay, we've got a few people on, so we can go ahead and start. So just an intro, I guess. I won't distract you this time. See, you're already distracted. Hey, Ashley. So just kind of to get started, I am a double diamond with It Works. It's just a health and wellness company. It's a network marketing, like MLM. I've been with the company for 3 years, so I just kind of wanted to give you a backstory. I have a team of, I think we just hit 1,000, something like that. And I've definitely figured it out when it comes to recruiting and recruiting the right people, and you know, learning your tribe, and like really just sealing the deal, I guess. I've signed anywhere from, you know, 10 to 15 distributors a month. It varies. I mean, I don't always do that. I don't think anyone always does that. There's months where I might sign 1, might sign 5, might sign none. I mean, I've had months where I haven't signed anybody. But you know, we all know that there are planting and harvest seasons, and that's one thing that I want you all to keep in mind. When I give you all of this information, it doesn't mean that you can go do it today and people sign up tomorrow. So these things are going to basically help you plant seeds, and it's going to harvest in your time, in their time. So anyways, we'll dive in. So Rockstar Recruiting, these are my best tips and secrets, whatever you want to call them. So we'll really just start with how do you go about, I'm just going to kind of go over some questions, like the most questions that I get. Like, tons of people are always messaging me and asking me recruiting questions, or how I sign so many people. So, like, how do you sign people, or how do you go about getting people without being salesy or pushy? So basically, we'll just start with how you get leads. So I work my business 99% on social media. It's probably 100% nowadays, but when I started this business, I kind of did maybe 5 to 10% parties or events or just stuff like that. But now it's pretty much 99-100% from social media, from my house, because I'm a homebody and I don't ever want to leave my house. That's why this is the first time I've put makeup on in who knows how long. But so my biggest tip is, if you're not rocking social media with this, then that's your problem. Hey Kaylee, I'm surprised you're not over here while I'm doing this. But anyways, if you're not using social media to get leads, then that's a problem. That is the number one way that I recruit so many people that as many people that I do. It's just, you have literally the whole world at your fingertips. The whole world. Everyone in the world has social media. Everyone. Ages varying from freaking 12 years old now all the way up to probably 80. I mean, there's, it's very diverse. There's tons of people on social media, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or whatever. So I'll start with saying that I do just use Facebook and Instagram social media wise. I've had Twitter and stuff like that, but I don't ever really, either I didn't use that for business or I didn't really get anything out of it. So Facebook has been my number one spot until probably a year ago, and I just started running with Instagram. I went from, it's been a little over a year now, but I went from, maybe I think I might have had 1,000 followers or so of just people that I knew when I started. And then when I really dove into Instagram and started building a following and stuff like that, I hit, I'm at it's almost 15,000 followers, I think, in just a year and a half or so, something like that. So it's really, really been, huge. I've always recruited from Facebook. Facebook was pretty much my warm market, even though it wasn't all warm market. I just feel like Facebook's a little more personal. Facebook, people will trust you more and join you quicker, or they're either going to not really want to see a whole lot of your business on your Facebook. So it kind of varies. And then Instagram is very not personal, and people are more prone to help you out. Okay, or I don't know if you all don't have a dream team list and you send out messages for your dream team, something along the lines of, you see somebody that you think would be good at what you do, or they're really gorgeous, they have a great following or whatever, and you message them and say, hey girl, this is random, but I think you'd be awesome at what I do. I'd really love to have you on my team. Are you interested in making any extra money? Something along those lines. That's what we call a dream team. It's a certain certain people that we think would be good at what we do. So on Instagram, more people are, I feel like what I've experienced is there's more people that are willing to listen to you, whereas on Facebook they're more kind of skeptical because they might know you a little more, so they want to watch you. And like I said, it's more personal. They want to watch you before they jump on or realize you're really doing something with this, or something along those lines. I find Instagram attracts more other people interested in what I do. Exactly. So maybe you've really found the way that you find your tribe on Instagram, and it's a lot easier to find your tribe on Instagram. Whether you're a college girl and you have no kids or whatever, you can jump on Instagram and search sororities. Excuse me, I stuttered a lot, y'all. Ignore that too. You can search sororities and follow a bunch of college girls, and there you go. That's your tribe. So you're automatically going to be building relationships with them, and you have, that relation with them. Facebook's a little harder. You can't just, because like I said, Facebook's more personal. So if you go to, say you find a college girl on your Facebook, and you go and you're trying to figure out whether her and her friends are your tribe, you might find her mom and her grandma and her boyfriend. There's more family and stuff like that on Facebook, so it's a little harder to grow your tribe. So anyways, building your network is going to be number one on how you recruit people and build your team. Because the thing is, if you're not building a network and so say you started this business a year ago, and you have 5 potentials that's thinking about joining you. If you're only focused on those 5 people and you just continue to message them or post hoping that they see your post or hoping that they're going to sign up this week or next month or whatever, and you're only focusing on those 5 people, then you're not going to grow any farther than you are. You have to continue to grow your network. So this is why, what I tell my team is, when new people, like I said, when new people are new, you feel like you have 5 people that are interested in what you do. So they're always like, well, I've tried with this business, it's just not working. Okay, well, how many people did you talk to? Hey, I talked to 5 people are interested in what I do. Okay, so you're going to sit and wait on those 5 people, or are you going to get out and talk to more people? It's just like if we went outside. Okay, say we're doing a lemonade stand in the neighborhood. Say my daughter sets up a lemonade stand, and we only have 5 neighbors. Once those 5 neighbors decide yes, no, or I don't think I want any right now, that's it. You can't expand more than that unless you go somewhere else. So you really got to think about that when you're using your Facebook and your Instagram. If you're not adding new people and you're not talking to new people every day, then you're going to be sitting there. Your business is going to be stale. It's not going to grow any farther than, you're making it grow. So with all that said about growing your network, you have to share your story. You have to share what you do. This is the number one way that you will recruit people. People have to know, like, and trust you before they join you. That's the reason that they will join you or even buy from you. So if you're not sharing who you are, what you're about, why you do what you do, your story, your testimony, your past, your present, your future, then people aren't going to know you and they're not going to join you. I'll get on Facebook and I'll tell my story about, like, whether it's live or whether it's just posting. I make sure I do it every single day. I talk about where I've came from, where I am now, and what I'm going to do with this business. So just for instance, I went from food stamps to 5 figures. So when I share that, I can talk about how we used to live on food stamps and government assistance, and then now we're paying off debt. We're retired from our jobs, and then in the future I can't wait to pay off all my debt, be debt free, buy our house, buy new cars, whatever. Like, you got to think past, present, future when you're making posts, because that's what's going to pull people in. It's going to pull people in that can relate to you being on food stamps or financial help or whatever it is. That's going to relate to people. Where you're at now is where people are going to want to be, and then in the future, it's going to make people think, wow, I need to do that too. So you really just got to relate to people on all levels, and you have to basically inspire people. That's what this is. You got to share your journey. You're not posting on Facebook and Instagram, join my team. All back. It's my pad long. See, I'm ADD. Where was I at? Oh, sharing your story. So that's how they're going to relate to you. If they're not relating to you, then they see no reason to join your business or do anything with you. Like I said, like, know, and trust. So they like what you're doing. They like you as a person. You're sharing, share your favorite shows. I talk about Scandal all the time. My phone just did something crazy. Let me know if I cut out or anything. My internet's been working crazy this week. I don't know what the deal is. So let me know if I cut out any. Fall in love with your story and share it so that people can follow. When I post about Scandal or how I'm obsessed and I want to stay up all night and watch it, that makes people message me and they're like, I love Scandal too. Like, I love that ice cream. That's my favorite ice cream. You're my soul sister. Like, when I post about hating drinking water regular, people are going to relate to that. These things, it sounds so simple, but that's what people, it is cutting out a little bit. Is it better now? Okay. That's what these people are going to come to you for. They're, okay, so say, I'm just going to use like Brie or Maria as an example. So say I post on Facebook and I'm telling about how I went from 5 food stamps to 5 figures, and I'm sharing how our lights were cut off before and we sent our kids to their grandparents so they didn't have to be at home, and me and DJ lit candles so we could have a little bit of light at home. That's all we had. We went without cable before. We went with getting our cars repoed, like sharing these things. But then Bree and Marie are over here like, I need y'all to join my team. I need one more distributor to get me $100. Who do you think they're going to join? The person that shares their story and gives them hope for the future, or like Bree and Maria when they're like, you should just join me because I want you to join me? It has to be about them. You can't get on Facebook and talk about you all the time because they don't care about that. Like I said, when I told you I'm a double diamond, I can get on Facebook and put, I'm a double diamond with It Works, and I make $10,000 a month. People don't care about that. They don't care about that. A couple of people might be like, wow, you make that good money, that's awesome, what do you do? But most people do not care about that. Now, if I put something like that and I was like, I'm looking for a couple moms that really need help paying their bill, like me, or, you know, just really relate to people, that's when people are going to be like, okay, I get it. Let me see what she's about. Let me see what she's doing. Let me clear that off my phone. Sorry, y'all. So anyways, sharing your story. If you don't have your story typed up, if you don't know why you're doing your business, if you don't have your testimony typed up and you're sharing that every day, then that's the number one thing that you're doing wrong. That's the number one way that I recruit as many people as I do. So you need to get that together. If you don't do anything else that I talk about, so when you're new, you have to make it more towards your goals, your why. Why are you doing this? Why did you join? And what are you gonna do? What's your end goal with this business? So I don't care if you've made $5 with your business. If you've made $5, talk about that $5 that you made and how you put gas in your tank, or talk about that $5 and how you went and bought you a Starbucks. You have no idea how many people want Starbucks but can't afford it. So making little things like that, like with us when we sell wraps, it's like $25 a piece. So we talk about, like I said, if you've sold one wrap ever and you have made $25 with your business, keep talking about that $25 that you made every single day. Talk about what it did for you. Talk about how you can go to the store and get a gallon of milk, because you don't have to tell people what your paycheck is, but tell people what you spend it on, what it's doing for you, what your end goal is. You know, you're gonna quit your job and retire your husband. You're gonna be debt free. It makes people see that you're dreaming, and it's inspiring them to do the same thing. Let's see. What do you do with your fence sitters? Do you stay consistent with them, or do you let them go? So fence sitters are only fence sitters. These are the people that haven't joined you for whatever reason. They say they don't have the money. They say they aren't for sure. They're kind of skeptical. They're only fence sitters because you haven't showed them that it's good enough yet. You haven't showed them why they need to do this. I don't care if it's the money. People can say they're broke all day, every day, but if you really showed them how amazing it is and why they really need to do that, they'll find that freaking money. We know when a bill has to be paid, we will hustle to get it paid. We know that if we're hungry, we're going to get some money to get some food. There's money from everywhere. You know, I've had people say they can't get $99, and I've went through my house and I've sold whatever I needed to sell to get the money to do what I needed to do, make $1,000. You can make, you know, whatever your kit is, however much it is to join in your business. People can make that money. You just have to give them a reason to. You have to show them why it's worth it. So if they're being skeptical, you know, kill that. Talk about why they don't need to be skeptical. Talk about, you know, you can relate and say, I was skeptical too, but this is why I jumped on. This is why I wasn't skeptical anymore. You have to share these types of things. So like I said, if they're fence sitters, it's because you haven't showed them the way. You haven't shared your story, and if they don't know anything about you, they don't like, know, and trust you, you know, whatever it is, it's your fault at the end of the day. And, you know, like I said, I still have fence sitters. You're always going to have fence sitters. But it takes so many times before people jump on. Hello! So that's another thing that I want to add in there real quick, because we're talking about being consistent and staying on them. If you never follow up, okay, so say I talk to someone today, say I talk to Tina, and she's interested in my business, and I tell her all about my business, all about, you know, the products or whatever, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna do it when I get paid in a month. And I never follow up with her, but then Bree jumps in her inbox and is telling her, oh my gosh, girl, I think you'd be so good at what I do. Have you ever thought about making extra income, you know, whatever. Guess who they're gonna go with? Sometimes they might have a little loyalty, but they're going to wonder where you are. You're not following up with them. Why aren't you checking on them? They're going to jump on with Bree because she did her job and approached them and followed up with them. If you're not following up with people, then you're not going to sign people. People don't wake up every day and say, hey, I really wanted to start that business. Let me contact this girl. No, that's your job. That's your job to stay in their inbox and talk to them. And I'm not saying blow them up, but it's your job to follow up with them and check on them and give them, you know, that faith that they need, that belief that they need in themselves to do this. So like I said, what I do and what I would suggest, if you don't do follow-ups, I don't care how long you've been in the business, go back through your whole Facebook and Instagram, your inbox, go all the way to the bottom, scroll all the way to the bottom, and message all those people. Like, harvest the seeds you planted. Exactly. So go harvest those seeds. So go water them. Go tell them how you believe in them. Go tell them why they need this business. Go tell them what you can help them do. You have to water and harvest these seeds, or it's not going to happen. You know, if we plant something out in our garden and we don't water it, it's going to die. If we don't follow up with these people, that relationship is going to die. You did all the work for no reason, or for someone else to come in and take it. So you have to think about those things. If you're not following up with people, then that's number 2 on your list that you need to get better at. Let's see. How do you approach others about the opportunity? Do you Facebook message, email, text, or meetup? These are all questions that everyone gave me. So I know I've talked about this a little bit. I do message people that I think would be awesome on my team. If they haven't messaged me before, that's fine. We'll start building that relationship. But I do approach people, and I tell them how awesome I think they would be on my team. If they have a great following, I compliment them. You know, you don't jump in somebody's inbox and say, hey girl, you should do what I do. You compliment them. Tell them that they're gorgeous. Tell them that they have so many friends, or they get so much interaction. I think you would be really awesome at what I do. You know, just be genuine. Don't send everyone the same dang message and say, I want you on my team. Like, that's not going to work. So I do all, like I was saying, I do all. I post. So basically, attraction marketing, if you all don't know what that is, you need to look it up. Attraction marketing is when I'm sharing my story and I'm sharing who I am and I'm attracting people to me. So when I post something, I want likes and comments on my stuff. So people are coming to me, but I also reach out too. So I'm getting, you know, some people might not do that. They might not message their dream team, but that's getting double the results if I'm doing both. I have people coming to me and I'm going to people too. So that's double the results. How do you close the deal? I have so many people who have said yes but never followed through. So the biggest thing that you can do is have a sense of urgency. Let them know what you can offer them. Let them know what they're going to get out of being, you know, you being their mentor, them being on your team, or what the business can do for them. You've got to let these people know, because they don't know. They think that you just want someone to join, or they may have thought about what you're doing, but they don't know anything about it. You have to clear these things up. That is your job. You do not want these people to jump on the internet and start researching stuff and getting their information off of Google. Is that what you want? No, I promise you don't. I don't care what company it is. There's bad reviews on everything on the internet. So you definitely don't want that. But have a sense of urgency. So like I was saying, when you follow up with people, make sure you're following up with them and saying, okay, you know, I told you I think you would be amazing on my team. I've still been watching your posts. I still think you would kill this. I just want you to, you know, maybe realize what I see in you. But I was just going to let you know that I have 2 spots on my VIP team this week. Please let me know if you would like to take one of those. Or, like at the time when I wrote this, it says, hey doll, I only have 2 spots left for our $500 bonus right now. Are you ready? You know, things like that. After you've poured into them, just keep following up and letting them know what deals you have. Maybe you have a free kit special. Maybe you have a half-off kit special. Make sure you're telling these people this, because I guarantee the way that Facebook and Instagram's algorithms are set up, these people are not seeing all your posts. They're not. You're wasting your time if you think that you can post and people are going to sign up on your team. It's not going to happen. It takes 7 to 21 times to follow up with someone before they join you. This is statistics. This is real. 7 to 21 times. And this can be a combination of, and I'm not saying go send somebody 21 messages in 21 days. It's not going to work either. But a combination between posting, if they're seeing your posts, messaging, whether you're pouring into them or you're just doing the follow-up, it takes 7 to 21 times. This can take 7 weeks. It can take 21 weeks. It can take 7 years. It's all about them and their timing. You don't want people to sign up if they're not ready. So another thing that I do when I'm talking to potentials, I kind of ask them, so I start with something like, why do you want this? Why do you need this? And then sometimes I'll send them like our compensation chart, where it has our ranks and the income, and I'll say, how much money do you want and need? Pick a rank on this chart, and what is it? And maybe they'll tell me like Ruby, which is like a $500 rank. So they tell me Ruby, they want $500 a month. Okay, so what are you going to do with that $500? And I'll tell them, like, I'll literally tell them, go look in your bank account right now. however much you have in there right now, add that $500 to it. What's that look like? What are you going to pay first? Are you going to pay your rent? Are you going to pay your KUB? Or that's utilities. I always forget that not everybody's in Knoxville. It might be something different. Are you going to pay your utilities? Are you going to pay your water bill? Okay, well, after that, what's left, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to go on a date night? Are you going to get your nails done? Are you going to get your hair done? I mean, what are you going to do with this money? And that makes people think, instead of saying, you know, instead of just telling them details and then just hoping that they come back to you and want to do this, tell them what your ranks are. Tell them to pick a rank and let them do the talking. Let them come to you and say, I need $500 a month. I need $1,000. You know, what's your dream rank? If that's what you need, then what do you want? Your dream rank is diamond, so that's $2,000 a month. What are you going to do with that? Okay, I'm going to quit my job. I don't have to pay daycare anymore. I'm going to be off of food stamps. I'm going to be able to get a new car. You know, you have to get these people thinking, and that's when they're going to sign up. That's one way that I've signed up people quicker than ever. So, you know, just really making them think what they're going to do with this money, what they want and need, is going to make them jump on quicker. And then with that, when they say they need that $500 a month and they want a $2,000 whatever, once again, whatever your kit is with me, like when you join my team, it's $99. So I'll tell them, okay, so are you going to let $99 stop you from making $600 a month? Are you going to let $99 stop you from making 5 figures a month like I do? And then, you know, that sounds so stupid now. They're sitting here like, you know, it might be the people that already have this $100 and they're just super skeptical. They're probably like, okay, well, that makes sense. Let me just go find this $99 and just make it happen. If I work for it, I can get what I need out of this business and make this kind of income. And then I'll tell them, like, what's the worst thing that could happen if you joined? You know, you're out $100. It comes with product. Most companies' kits come with product. So use the product yourself. You paid $100 for some product. You know, you may think that you failed. Once again, you just lose $100. But what's the best case scenario? You spend $99 and you make $1,000. You spend $99 and you make $200 and you profited $100. You know, you have to put these situations in their head. They have to think about these things. So start with why. So why they need this. Why are you interested? So a lot of people are going to come to you because they just want to pay their bills, or they just want to quit their job, or whatever. You have to know these whys, so when you follow up with them, you know what you're working with. So just dig deep with them. Let me see what else I wanted to cover on that. I'm already 30 minutes in. Are y'all good? Do you want me to keep going, or do you want me to stop? Am I doing too much? Am I talking too much? I don't have much left, so I'm just going to get through it. So this is one of my blogs that I had put up, but I wanted to go ahead and go over it. I don't know if you're... Aw, yay, thank you. I don't know if you all have, like, 100s lists. That's one thing that a lot of companies do that. But I know, like, with my company, we have a 100s list. So basically, it's a list of 100 people that you've talked to, or you want to contact, or how you keep up with who you've talked to. Okay, I'll share that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I don't even have that on here. Let me write that down real quick. Y'all see my broken nail? Look at that. I broke it messing with the dog today. It's a struggle. But anyways, so a 100s list. So I'll share that right now with this. So a 100s list is basically all of your potentials, or people that you want to talk to, or, you know, whatever. What I've done is I've printed out my Facebook list. Everyone that's a friend with me on Facebook, I've printed that list out, and I've highlighted it. If they're already one of my customers, if they're already on my team, if they are, you know, a potential distributor, a potential customer, I highlight it in all different colors, and that's how I'll follow up with people. Or if it's somebody that I want to be a potential, I'll highlight them in a different color, and I'll start approaching those people. So that's one way that you can get organized. Another quick tip is what I was talking about on Facebook, my Facebook Messenger. I don't keep anything in my inbox that isn't potentials. So, like, even if me and Bree are messaging back and forth, on Facebook, I'll archive her message. So you just go over to delete and it'll say archive instead of delete, and it keeps all of your messages. It just basically puts it in an archive folder, so a whole different folder. So when Bree messages me, all the messages are still there. They come back up in my inbox, but it's out of my way basically. So the only thing that's in my Facebook inbox is my potentials, customers, distributors, whatever. I go through and I clean it up and I archive all the messages, because that's what I get paid to do, is talk to those people. Yeah, I have friendships and I'll do my interaction on Facebook and stuff, but that's where the money is. You know, just having those relationships with those certain people, and it keeps it so much organized, so much more organized. When I go to follow up, I'll scroll through. Like maybe, like this week, my company's offering a new product. They're coming out with a new product. So I know that this week I have to finish like organizing, because sometimes I'll let it go. You know, I don't focus on it every day and clean up my inbox. So this week I'm trying to clean up my inbox again. So this weekend, when they announce the product, I can go through and I can literally go through every message, check on them, message them, or whatever I need to do, and they're all right there in my inbox. So that's one huge tip that my team really has ran with. So anyways, rocking your 100s list. Keeping organized, using your inbox. Another thing that I do is, my planner's over there. I'd get it. It's got all kinds of crap on it. Let me get it. Hold on. It might make more sense if I show you and explain it. So I have a, you can get whatever kind of planner you want. You can get something like, a cheap planner from the Dollar Tree or Walmart or whatever, but mine's just it's a happy planner from Hobby Lobby. So let me show you. It's brand new. I just got it because my other one expired. Let me show you if I got potentials on here. Okay, so I'm not gonna show you like names or anything, but like you see, I'm gonna keep it back here so you can't really read it. But that's how I write my potentials in. I'll write, if I message you today, so say I talked to Bree and Maria today, and they're interested in the business or ordering from me or whatever, I'll write their names down. Not that they ordered from me or anything, just the fact that they said they are interested. I write their name down for today. And that's one way that I'll stay organized and be able to go back. If I have some free time, I'm like, let me go back to the beginning of the month and see who I talked to and let's follow up with them. So that's one way that I do it. I also, this is probably the biggest tip I could ever give you. The biggest. So make sure you're paying attention and take a note. The biggest thing you can do, the most important thing you can do, is get a date from someone. As long as you can get a date, it gives you every right to follow up with them because they told you when to follow up with them. So a simple conversation. Something like Bree saying, Bree's my customer. So let's just say she's a potential or something like that. We're talking and she's like, yeah, I'm interested in the wraps. What do they do? So we're talking. And she's like, okay, that's awesome. I think I want to try those. I'm going to say, when? When do you want to try them? You know, I'm so excited. When do you want to try them? She can say, oh, well, when I get paid. Some people, I know I used to, would be like, okay, well, just let me know. You lost the sale right there because Bree does not think about you and your wraps when she wakes up on her payday. That is the last thing that she's thinking about. So for one, in between the messages, so say Bree tells me next Friday. So, in between today and next Friday, I'm going to message her a few days before she said she was going to order and say, oh my gosh, girl, like, I'm so excited. I can't wait for you to try those wraps. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't have any more questions for me. So then on Friday, I'll message her and say, hey girl, I'm so excited for you to put your order in today. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll walk you through it. Making sure that you get this date from people, even if they tell you, oh, well, I get paid when I get paid, then I'll do it. I'll say, oh, okay, well, when's your payday? Well, when is that? When do you think you'll have the money? It's not rude. In my opinion, it's not rude. I've never had any bad, somebody say, well, whatever, like, don't talk to me like that. I'll say, like, when do you get paid? Awesome, I'll put you down. The biggest thing that I say is, I'll save you a spot. Let me know when, and I'll save your spot for next Friday, or I'll save your spot for the 15th. That is the biggest thing that you could do, is make sure you're getting a date from people. Now, everyone that gives you a date won't order on that day. It happens sometimes, and then sometimes you won't get anyone to order. But then you get another date and have another date to follow up with them. Making sure you're getting the date is the best thing that you can do for your business. So when I do that, say I talked to 15 people today, but I already had 5 people that were on my calendar to order today. I'll just put, like, you could highlight them or put an O beside it for ordering or whatever. Just different ways. Yeah, I'll save your spot. I always tell people that. Well, I'll save your spot. If you want my discount, I'll save your spot for next Friday. So I'll message you then if that's okay. And they're like, oh yeah, that's awesome, or thank you so much, or whatever. So make sure that you're, really putting these tips to work. This is what's really going to take your business to the next level. My eyes watering a little bit. So that's there's a few different ways that you can keep up with your potential. Some people will keep a notebook, and that's what I used to do, and just write down all their names. You can do an Excel sheet. You can do your calendar. Like, I have all of my calendars from the last few years, and I'll follow up with them every now and then. Like, I'll go in and see who I used to sell wraps to, or who I used to do this with, or who had a party for me. Making sure that you're just really taking it to the next step to stay organized. I'm the most unorganized person ever. Like, I don't think there's anyone worse than me. It's horrible. But, the way that I've come up with different systems like this is what's going to help. There's apps that'll remind you. That's like a calendar. It'll remind you when to follow up with people. On Messenger now, there's a reminder. Like, if Bree said, okay, I'm going to order from you next Friday, it'll, like, underline it like it does in iPhones, and you can click on it, and it'll say set reminder for next Friday. And I'll usually do, like lunchtime. So on Friday, it's going to pop up on my phone and remind me to message her. So that's been really awesome, too. So I think that is pretty much everything that I have for you, besides, checking in is the same way with following up. Checking in with people, making sure that you're showing them love on their pages, interaction. But the biggest thing is to continue to grow your network. Continue to talk to more people. If Bree and Maria were my potentials, I'm not going to get stuck on them every day and be like, oh my gosh, they're never going to join me. I'm never going to promote. I'm never going to do anything. No, I'm worried about Amber, Tina, everybody else. Like, I'm going to keep growing my list and my people and my potentials. Your network is as big as you grow it. So if you are constantly growing it, then you're never going to have any issues with people coming to you. Does anyone have any questions? Anything that I didn't cover that you want me to talk about? Please drop a comment to let me know. I'll give it just a minute to see if anyone's got any questions. Anything they want me to add. Nope. Maybe not. Alrighty. Well, I hope I gave some good tips. I hope this was helpful. I hope you all go out and, I am not flawless. Nope. Too much makeup. I'm covering it up. Did you post every day in the beginning? I post every day still. Whether it's, my story, or just something random, or something about Dalen, or just, I post every day because I want people to know I'm still here. I'm still on Facebook. I'm not going anywhere. But I do post business every single day. Whether it's 1 product, 5 product posts. I don't do that many. But, I make sure I'm on every single day. You have to be consistent. Thanks, Maria. But, yeah, you have to be consistent. You have to show up every single day. It's just like a job. If you don't show up for 2-3 days in a row, are you going to get paid for those? Nope. I'm trying to think if I was going to say anything else. Anyways, I hope this helped. I hope you got some good tips from it. And I hope you rock your recruiting from now on. And you have to, you can find the best way for you. Like I said, everyone has a different system. Everyone follows up differently. Everyone keeps different lists, or, even follows up different. So, just keep that in mind. You have to figure out what works for you. So, alright, y'all. I guess have a good, what's today? Wednesday? I work from home. I don't know. I think it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So, y'all have a great Wednesday night. Happy first day of summer. You can drop comments and ask me questions if you think of something later. Make sure you share with the other people in the group. Make sure they watch it and get some tips too. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Bye.